Welcome to my channel. It's a beautiful January 6th, Saturday in Colorado. It's 59 degrees in Colorado. We're expecting a slight warming trend. This is an opportunity for me to get out in my yard, turn my compost, lay down some wood chips, and start getting an early start for spring in a couple of months. My channel is designed to share my experiences and gardening tips on how to successfully grow your own food organically in your own backyard, as well as the successes and failures of growing food in Colorado's challenging climate. So without any further ado, we're going to start working on my compost. Advantage of this day to work on my compost, turn my compost piles. I have 3 compost piles. I have one in this raised bed. And then my other compost pile is right here in the corner of my yard. I'm really impressed with this compost pile. This compost pile was 3 times its size and it has really broken down. So I can't wait to turn it to see that rich black dirt that has been created as a result of this compost. And then my other compost pile is in the other corner of my backyard. And this compost pile is breaking down a little slow, but I haven't turned it in a month, so I'm really excited about seeing what this has done thus far. This compost pile does look like it's been cooking, so I'm really excited about turning this one. And then I have 2 additional compost containers on the side of my house, compost bins on the side of my house. So without any further ado, let's start turning this compost and see what happens. Oh, by the way, one other thing I want to add is none of my yard waste went to the landfill. My neighbors saved 6 bags of leaves, which I also used in my composting, and none of their yard waste went to the landfill. For those gardeners who are serious about organic growing, they really want to take advantage of the good Lord's extra materials that has been provided to us to create nutrient-rich, dense soil. Compost literally enhances our soil. And once we understand that, we would never send any of our yard waste to the landfill. So I'm going to go ahead and start turning this compost right now. So what we want to do right now is just kind of break this compost out. And this compost needs oxygen. And it needs a lot of carbon in order to start turning the compost and breaking it down. So you can see at the bottom of this compost, it's a rich dark color and it has a very earthy smell. So this is really exciting. So I'm pulling a lot of the center of this compost around, and this compost will need about another 2 months to completely break down. The weather's been cold in Colorado, and it hasn't had the heat necessary to break down the nitrogen, which is the greens, the grass. I made sure it had a good amount of carbon, which is your leaves, and your pine needles. But once I turn this, as I am right now, and you can see some of the compost has broken down because you see the nice brown. Oh, you see that right there? That's where a lot of the material has been turning brown. And again, it has a very earthy smell to it, so I'm really excited about how much of this compost has broken down, considering it's been winter. It's been the winter. So I'm going to try to get as much of the carbon in the center of this pile. Get this mixed real good. With this warm weather that we're having. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Once this pile turns into a rich organic soil, which we call black gold, and you can't recognize any of the materials, the compost will be completely done. So I'm really excited that by April, in the next couple of months, with warming temperatures, I am going to have a complete... I just got through turning my compost, and it is a little dry. Compost should be kind of like a wet sponge in order to start the cooking process and breaking down. Now keep in mind, it's winter. It's January 6th. Colorado is having some extraordinary weather. We have been in the 40s. We're in the 60s today. We're expected to be in the 60s for the next 2 or 3 days. So I'm hoping this will start activating the compost breakdown, and the compost will start cooking. So now that the compost has been turned, and this is the second time it's been turned since I started composting this winter, I'm going to go ahead and wet it down so it can be pretty much a wet sponge consistency, and hopefully these next week with the warm temperatures, this compost can start cooking. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like.